It takes a lot of water to maintain and keep grass green and healthy in desert climates like Southwest Utah. The campus of Dixie State University was given as an example of how water is used to maintain that green, even though it may be recycled.
Look at this grass. It looks great, right? But that's a tremendous use of water.
The Southwest Utah Conservation Group is hoping to find less expensive alternatives to a multi-billion-dollar pipeline that would travel from Lake Powell, Arizona, providing water to 2 counties in southern Utah.
So if we had decent conservation, nothing extreme, nothing like putting in expensive reverse osmosis systems. If we had decent conservation here, we could support 500,000 people with the local water that we have easily.
While Ron Thompson of the Washington County Water Conservancy District agrees more can be done to conserve water usage, he also believes that the Lake Powell Pipeline will be a much-needed secondary source of water as the county's population grows.
Generally, they have underestimated our population growth here. And that's primarily because we get this large influx of both interstate and intrastate in-migration. We have great people here. We have a world-class climate. You know, one of the concerns you always have as a water manager is that you have to have a buffer in front of you just to handle climate change issues, like we're in a fairly significant drought this year, and traditionally we try to keep a 15-year supply in front of us. We don't have that today.
Butine and Thompson presented their sides at DSU's Dixie Forum. While the costs of the project are expected to come from consumers, impact fees, and an increase in property taxes, the question of how much water users will have to pay in the future is still unknown.
The way they're planning it now, all 3 things have to go up. The water rates, how much we pay per gallon, the property taxes, how much we pay just for the right of having water, and the impact fees for new homes being built all go up. And there's a lot of controversy over how much.
We're going to try to do it in a balanced method that uses some rates, uses an impact fee that new growth pays for, and some property tax to balance that so it's fair and equitable to all the parties.
Thompson said they hope to apply for federal government grants through programs like the Water Infrastructure Finance Act that could help finance some of the costs.
When you start putting finance package, you're looking for the one that gives you the best deal for your constituents, and so we're going to evaluate every opportunity.
While not all the facts of the project are cut and dried, the need for a secondary source of water in the future is.
And it would be, I agree, much better to have a second source. You look around at the cities in the U.S., how many cities really have a second source? There aren't very many.
Anytime you diversify a water resource, particularly where you're dependent on only one, we all benefit from that.
Butine isn't convinced it's a matter of use it or lose it.
And we can find nothing that says if we don't completely use our Colorado River allocation by some point in time, we lose it.
He wants to see conservation and stewardship first and worry about it later.
The sooner we build the pipeline, when we're unable to pay for it all, the more by far we're going to have to pay later. So it makes financial sense to wait as long as we possibly can to go after the Colorado. It also makes sense, the longer we wait, the more we will understand the risk of our water right.
There's also a question of how much it will cost to maintain the pipeline after it's constructed. Thompson says Washington County's population could be around 230,000 people by the time the pipeline could be online in 2028.
Well, it's maybe less than a 10-year supply right now. This pipeline really needs to come online by the 2028, or we're going to be wondering where we're going.
In Washington County, Melissa Anderson, CEC News.